Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing are huge Black Ops 6 issues starting to lead to lower player counts, because yes, it is starting to happen. Black Ops 6 is starting to see a decline in its player counts, at least from the information that we can see as players. Of course, there is nothing majorly official. We only can go off of such as Steam charts, like player counts for Xbox, those who've downloaded the game, etc., what Activision shares with us. But there is some information that is currently going around. A lot of people are starting to say that Black Ops 6 is starting to decline. Now, I'm going to kind of discuss, is Black Ops 6 actually declining? The issues that Black Ops 6 has that might be causing people to leave the game, and also just an in general discussion with you guys. Let me know, you guys put in the comments down below. Do you think Black Ops 6 is declining? Do you think Black Ops 6 is declining because of the issues it might have? Do you think Black Ops 6 is just maybe not as fun a game as people might think? Or because Black Ops 6 peaked so highly, as this was the most sold Call of Duty at launch, that it's going to see such a decline because of how high it started? You guys let me know down below. But we're going to go into some fact and information that people are kind of running around with at the moment and trying to say that Black Ops 6 is starting to decline and starting to fail, etc. And I want to put it out there as well, I am actually someone who does enjoy Black Ops 6, and I'm interested to know, are you enjoying Black Ops 6? Let me know down below. But I personally enjoy Black Ops 6, so don't take this as me hating on the game. I personally enjoy the game. I do like it. I like playing the game. I like the grind. I like a lot of things about Black Ops 6. But people are suggesting that Black Ops 6 is on a decline right now and is going to continue to decline based off of these numbers. So, since launch, 52% of the player base has left. Approximately 160,000 players have left. Now, where am I getting these numbers from? Steamcharts.com. Now, this is the problem with this information that's going around that people are using to say that Black Ops 6 is declining. It is one of the main things we can go off of. We don't really have official Xbox numbers. We can see how many people have downloaded the game. Doesn't necessarily tell you how many people are playing on Xbox, same with PlayStation. We don't know console player counts, unfortunately. And console player counts, of course, make up the big portion of the community. And then, obviously, Microsoft comes out with how many people have downloaded it through Game Pass and stuff, and they're saying that the game is very popular through Game Pass. Not really any numbers to that, but just that it is popular on Game Pass and it has been played quite a lot due to the Game Pass. So you have to take that into account as well. But yes, it does not track, of course, console players. It just tracks Call of Duty being played on Steam. So this doesn't even count Battle.net, stuff like that, other providers for PC. So again, you have to take this with a grain of salt. But again, I'm only bringing up this information because people are using this to suggest that Black Ops 6 is on the decline. So it tracks it as well as this. It tracks Call of Duty as a whole, so the Call of Duty HQ app. So this could include MW3. This obviously includes Warzone, so we might not even see the differential here. This might be Warzone seeing a decline. This might be Black Ops 6 multiplayer seeing a decline. It's not very clear at all what is actually declining here. But again, people are running around with these numbers saying that this suggests that Black Ops 6 is declining. I beg to differ. I can't say, I don't have facts to kind of back up that Black Ops 6 is, on the up. All I can say is that Black Ops 6, of course, launched as the most, sold Call of Duty and was one of the most played Call of Duties. Well, I say most sold Call of Duty. It's not the most sold Call of Duty time, but one of the most sold Call of Duties at launch, and was also the highest player count for a Call of Duty game at launch. And that was proven with, I think 300,000 or something, at launch, which was quite a huge amount of people playing the game concurrently. And anyway, so this doesn't showcase whether Black Ops 6 multiplayer or Warzone is the reason for the decline. But right now, what has happened is the Black Ops 6 had a player count to start with of 313,000. That's a 65% increase from last year's game MW3, which only launched with about 190,000 player count. However, this post suggests that things are looking pretty grim now, because in the last 7 days, which included the drop of Season 1 Reloaded, which does typically cause the increase of a game like Black Ops 6, or just in Call of Duty in general, every time a new season drops or Season Reloaded, anything like that, any type of new content, major new content that comes to the game, typically leads to an incline in the player base, and the player base spiking up for quite a bit. But the player count since then is typically peaking around 150,000, which is a 52% decrease in the player base after a month and a half of the current Black Ops 6 cycle. Contrastingly, we can talk about MW3 last year. The player count typically peaked at 120,000 this time last year, which is a 37% decrease in the player base over the same period of time. So there's been more of a decrease. However, we have to take into account Black Ops 6 did launch and have a higher player count at launch compared to MW3. So there is more chance of people leaving the game because there are more players that were playing the game at launch, and I want to add that in there. So It says currently, as of across all of January 2024, MW3 pulled in an average of 90,000, a 50% decrease of its player base after 3 months. So what people are suggesting is if the current trend continues with Black Ops 6, it could alarmingly have a smaller player base despite launching with 123,000 extra players based on the current numbers. So on the current numbers, people think Black Ops 6 is going to massively go down further than what MW3 did. Now, the thing is, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. Again, this is only Steam, and the reason I want to bring this up that this is only Steam is because of one, of course, it doesn't take into all the player counts, but two, Steam, I know, and you guys can verify down below as well, I'm pretty sure Steam has a lot of issues when it comes to running Black Ops 6, that a lot of people have actually chosen to no longer play Black Ops 6 on Steam and have went somewhere else on the PC clients, such as Battle.net, etc., or even using PC Game Pass to play Black Ops 6 because Steam has so many issues. I've seen you guys put it in my comments about playing Black Ops 6 on Steam. I've seen the various comments online about Black Ops 6 on Steam. And I think this is what the actual big reason is that is actually causing the decline for Black Ops 6, at least on Steam. But as far as actual concurrent numbers of players playing and stuff, I can't see the huge drop-off yet. I haven't seen it personally in the game. It's quite noticeable in the game sometimes that, you're taking longer to search, etc. And I'm also someone who doesn't play Warzone though, so you guys have to let me know down below. Are you noticing Warzone's taking longer to find games, etc.? Are you noticing a decline yourself? Do you think Black Ops 6 is declining? You guys, let me know down below your thoughts and opinions. But I want to move on into the discussion talking about if people do genuinely believe Black Ops 6 is on the decline, why is Black Ops 6 on the decline? What do people think is actually the cause of Black Ops 6 on the decline? Is it the multiplayer? Is it Warzone? Let's discuss that now. So Black Ops 6 multiplayer is all I can talk about, really. I know Warzone is not overly enjoyable at the moment. I know a lot of things are being done right now to actually improve Black Ops 6. For instance, we've had the massive changes to how the weapons behave, and I do believe that is more because of Warzone, more so than multiplayer. But a lot of people seem to be enjoying these changes. Some people don't seem to be enjoying these changes. Some people are saying it's taken away the skill gap. Some people are saying, the guns should have their visual recoil back. Some people should say they should add actual recoil. A lot of big changes are being made because clearly I'm guessing Treyarch does believe that Black Ops 6 is on the decline and is trying to do something to fix that. And again, I don't know if that's mainly because of Warzone or Black Ops 6 multiplayer. You guys let me know down below what you think. But as far as Black Ops 6 multiplayer goes, it's not the most exciting multiplayer in the world. It has to be said, right? This is as average a Call of Duty experience as you get. There's nothing amazing about it, but I don't think there's anything truly terrible about it. But then I know people are going to bring up the arguments, maybe this is the year that people are finally fed up with skill-based matchmaking. People have complained about skill-based matchmaking quite a bit this year. Of course, Black Ops 6 is no different to any other Call of Duty. It has skill-based matchmaking, whether it's thicker or as thick or less thick than years previous is, there to be said. But people go on about skill-based matchmaking every year in Call of Duty, and eventually it will probably cause the decline of a Call of Duty game. And maybe Black Ops 6 is that game. Maybe people are starting to get fed up with facing sweaty players and stuff, and skill-based matchmaking ruining their experiences and not making it enjoyable. And maybe Black Ops 6 is that game this year where people just have had enough of skill-based matchmaking and they feel that the skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 6 is too much and is just causing them to not enjoy the game so much. We then have to also take into account it is that time of year where other games are coming out, other games are doing their big updates. For instance, Fortnite has just done some huge update. I personally don't play Fortnite, but we all know Fortnite is a big popular game and has also released, I think, the launch of its original seasons again. So whatever it launched with, Fortnite OG, it has released its OG map set and stuff. And that is going to take players away. People are going to go and play that. There are a lot of people who are very decisive on certain things. They will hop on from one game to another based off of how popular that game is at the time, or if there's a good update for that game. There are some people who mix back and forth between Fortnite, Black Ops 6, maybe CSGO, etc. Whatever's the hot game for the month, etc. And that could also be causing the decline. But the reason people think this is quite a big issue at the moment is because, again, this is fresh Black Ops 6. We've of course still got Christmas to go, so the player base is likely to increase with Black Ops 6 because obviously people are going to buy the game for Christmas, for their children, maybe for themselves, etc. There's going to be a lot more people playing at Christmas, so the player base will definitely increase again. How much it's going to increase by is there to be seen. It's more so the January-February time we actually see the proper decrease, the actual decrease of Black Ops 6, where Black Ops 6 is actually at with the community, whether people really do like the game or hate the game, feel the game has issues, don't enjoy the game. But that's where we'll see the actual player counts and the real reason, and maybe start to see the real reasons why people don't enjoy Black Ops 6, if they don't enjoy Black Ops 6. But also, you guys let me know down below whether you're enjoying Black Ops 6 or not. I'm interested to know. And also what you're playing from. Are you one of those people who plays from Steam and is having those issues and maybe change their client just because of the Steam issues? Or are you one of those who's just, you know, not enjoying the game at all? And let me know down below what reasons you aren't enjoying the game for. But not only, of course, to talk about the skill-based matchmaking stuff, there are other things that came under criticism, things that are core to the game, such as, I can talk again about Black Ops 6 multiplayer, the maps, right? We're starting to see an overhaul with the maps, and I say overhaul as in we're releasing new maps each season. It's, of course, like, for instance, this gameplay you're seeing here is Hacienda. Hacienda is a remake, basically. It's an original map from Black Ops 4, here in Black Ops 6. And a lot of people had complaints about the maps, and maybe the maps are a big complaint of Black Ops 6. Maybe people don't enjoy the maps, and that's causing a reason for people to, you know, leave the game and not want to play anymore. Then there's also the talk about the Black Ops 6 Omni movement. Has Black Ops 6's Omni movement finally, like, had its test? You know, everyone's played it. It's sort of lost that honeymoon phase where it's fresh, it's new, and people were enjoying it. Are people now starting to hate the Omni movement and are not so keen on it? That's something that is also up there for discussion. I know in Warzone, people have been saying that Omni movement just feels a bit clunky. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem to suit the Warzone style of gameplay. People are actually calling for Warzone, because Fortnite did its OG thing and of going back to the original gameplay of Fortnite, maybe with a little bit of tweaks here and there, because I know Fortnite isn't exactly how it used to be, but maybe Black Ops 6 is and Warzone is falling part to this. Maybe Warzone is the cause of the downfall here. Maybe Warzone is leading to the lower player counts, because it isn't, you know, what Warzone originally was. Everyone remembers the Verdansk era, everyone played Verdansk, everyone remembers exactly how that gameplay was. I saw a lot of complaints saying that they should just go back to that style of gameplay, go back to exactly how Warzone 1 was when they released Verdansk. And again, it was complaints about the Omni movement. And then finally, I guess we could talk about the other big issue, like maybe the fact that maybe Treyarch's dealt with things in this game. For instance, one of the big issues, which did come up very recently, was the fact that they basically lied to us and tried to sort of gaslight us into believing that Call of Duty didn't have any connection issues, which of course are happening again this year. Me personally, I haven't run into it too much. I have had a little bit more recently than before. Like, I didn't have any before, but I have had a little bit more recently. So it maybe is starting to decline in that way as well, that the connections are starting to decline, and in turn, with the connections declining, the Black Ops 6 player base is starting to decline. But the connections have come under criticism, and a lot of people were seeing the blood hit markers that were happening, where people were, well, not getting any hit markers, but getting blood splatters from players. And they ended up pulling out that post, which obviously, if you guys don't remember, they made a post saying that people were getting inaccurate blood splatters, but in the clips that we were seeing in that, people were definitely shooting at characters that they were supposed to be getting hit markers on, and we're just getting blood splatters and no hit markers, no damage done, nothing. And instead of recognizing they had an issue with their connections, whether it to do with packet loss, you know, ping, etc., like server latency, you name it, Black Ops 6 and Treyarch and the Call of Duty updates page decided to come out with a post saying that, oh, but you weren't hitting your shots and that the blood splatters were incorrect and you shouldn't have been getting them when you were firing at players that were, you know, you were directly firing at. Maybe that's something that, like, blew the camel's back for some people. Maybe some people were frustrated by that because they didn't even recognize the issue properly. They recognized they had an issue, but didn't necessarily blame themselves and say that they had the issue. They were saying more that players were experiencing something that they shouldn't have been, and that they were actually missing their shots when they shouldn't have been, or when they were. So you guys let me know down below, what do you think is the cause for Black Ops 6's player decrease or supposed decrease? Do you believe Black Ops 6 is actually on the decline, or do you believe this is all kind of just being made up a little bit to kind of hate on the game? You guys let me know down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.